Greetings, everyone. It's your girl, the goddess of magical movement, Adina. I'm here with the 20th edition of the Liberated Pussy podcast. Yes, we've been here 20 times. 20 times, actually 22. We had two pop-ins. My sis Monique is on her way, and we will get it popping and going and started and all that good stuff. And thank you for those hearts. It feels so good. It feels so good. It feels so good. Happy Oshun Day. Happy Venus Day. Happy Heteru. Happy love. Be the sweetness. I'm so excited for spring that is coming. Hey, Mo, here she is. Let's get her on in. Fingers up and call that abracadabra in. So the magic of the fake technology, which is this telephone and this platform, can work. And the real technology is you and me and us and we. Yes. Hey, Naomi. Abracadabra, abracadabra. Come on through, Monique Ruffin, Moon Mama. Yes. Put the hearts up, y'all. Let's see. And you know me, I'll just keep pushing it. Okay. Mo, it says you have it. All right. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. I'm going to put another little shake on it. Yes. Okay. All right. Mo, it says you have it. So she's coming. How y'all feeling? Okay. It says you joined. Yay. All right. Y'all's magic. Our magic is working. That's the affirmation. Our magic is working. Our magic is consciously working. Okay. Let's see. All right. We got it again. Do it again. Abracadabra, 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 boom. Abracadabra, cadabra. Okay, says you tuned in.
I'm here. Can you see me?
Oh!
That is very weird. That is
All
weird.
I see is me. I just have me up here, which, I'm happy to see me, but I don't know what's going on.
It's very interesting. It is what
It is
it
very interesting.
is.
All right, well, we'll just talk like we're on the telephone. How you doing,
I'm
girl?
great. I can see you.
I'm sure you can.
Yes, I am great. It is chilly here in LA, and
Mm-hmm.
I am making the adjustment, the weather adjustment. Girl, I mean, you live on the East Coast, so this
Yeah.
having cold, temperatures are not new to you.
But it's
But
not my jam, though.
yes,
Like
yes.
I'm clear that it's not my jam. I could live with you in LA the winter months and then come back the East Coast spring, summer, and fall and just not do winter here.
Yes, well, bring your coat.
Okay. Oh, well, dang.
That's what I'm trying to say. Bring your coat.
How cold is it?
It's 50
Okay.
degrees, which is
Okay.
probably not that cold to you,
Yeah,
but
but
to me,
to you,
that's
yeah.
like,
It's like ridiculous.
really? What are
Hmm.
we doing? What,
Okay.
like last year, I actually bought one of those big puffy coats.
What?
I didn't own one.
So
I
maybe
didn't
we need
own.
to go south. We need to go, below the equator and just be warm in these winter months.
Yeah,
Charge
it's
our
very
melanin
interesting.
in Jamaica. See, I'm wearing my Jamaican earrings for my Jamaicans,
Yes,
so we can go charged up. Yes.
yes.
All right, my
So
love.
greetings, everyone. We're so happy to be here with you guys on this lovely Friday morning,
Yes.
this Venus
Introduce
day.
yourself. Who are you? What are we doing?
I am Monique, also known as the Moon Mama. I am the head facilitator over at Follow the Sun, where I and myself, Adina, Gabrielle, Nicole, we have created a community that is devoted to the transformation of women to wake up to their magic.
Yes.
To
Yes.
remember who we really are. I also am an astrologer. I do coaching for individuals, for women, for couples, for families. I do astrological readings so the whole family can understand their astrological powers and how they support one another and how they detract from one another.
Ashe.
Yeah.
Ashe.
So that's what I
And I'm
do.
going
Who
to
are
tell
you?
y'all,
Who are you?
who am I? I just want to give you some love because Monique has been instrumental in my life, in my unfolding, in my understanding of myself, and my connectivity to the universe. a reading she did for me back in 2018, I still use today, y'all. So when I say it's an investment, but it's an investment in you, okay? It's an investment in the community because we all support each other, but it's an investment in you. And I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I
Yes.
appreciate you too. Thank you.
And so who am I? I'm your girl. I'm Adina. I am the Adina Gittens-Smith, the goddess of magical movement. I am a facilitator over at Follow the Sun. It's a blessing to be there. And think of Follow the Sun as a university. The courses we teach are master's levels courses in the science and the technology of you coming home to you transcending the story and the matrix and all of that and getting into your magic, like Monique says. So that is one of the things I do. I'm also the co-founder of Belly Dancers of Color Collective, where we move women in the beautiful art and the womanly art of belly dance every week. We have classes and we're tapping into the divine and embodying the goddess every week. Every week.
Every
I
week.
also am a coach. Yeah, yeah. Every week. I'm also a Bagua astrology coach and a feminine power coach. So all of these things converge in all of the things we do. So Monique and I have started this journey, the Liberated Pussy podcast, back. I believe we started being real serious about it maybe in August.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've done more than 20 weeks of content, of
Mm-hmm.
conversations, conscious conversations from the melanated woman's perspective, the conscious melanated woman's perspective,
Mm-hmm.
because there are a lot of perspectives out
That's
there.
right.
You can spend your time listening to a lot of different folks, but are they feeding you? Are they helping
Right.
you grow? Are they bringing you back to your magic, which is what we're doing because we're
Yes.
bringing ourselves back.
Yeah.
And all those who this resonates with us, let's go and light up the world because that
Yes.
is what we're doing.
That is
That's
what
what
we're
we're doing.
up
So that's who I
to.
am. That's
Yes,
what we're up
yes.
to.
I'm so happy that you are here with me. Like, not that this is how little girls are, and we are little
Mhm.
girls too.
We are.
But the time you came into my life was exactly when I needed you, Adina.
Mhm, mhm,
Like, I was so happy that, oh my gosh, I have a friend who is also a grown-ass woman
mhm.
who speaks the same language that I
I
speak. Mhm.
remember you saying to me, "Can we be friends?" It was the sweetest thing. It was so sweet. And I was like, "Yeah, of course." Like absolutely. It was like we were
Yes.
on the playground
Yeah.
and you came up and, like handed me a lollipop and
Yes.
said, "Can we be friends?" It was
Yes.
the sweetest thing ever. And I blessed that day because this friendship
Mhm.
is beyond our years. It's beyond this time and space. Like I
Yeah.
said, it's been incredibly healing and just magical. Thank you, my
Yeah.
sister.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay, so today we're talking about something that's
Mhm.
so important.
Ah!
It's the thing that I have seen in my own life that has been my greatest, so to say, handicap, right? Or challenge. And it's the thing that I see with people that I work with all the time. And I just yeah, so and it's something that's important. We have to learn how to do it.
Mhm.
And so with that, I'm gonna give it to Adina. And she gonna start talking. She
Okay.
gonna
Okay.
say because I still
Well,
haven't
Mo,
said it.
you normally talk about the astrology a
Okay.
little bit so we can connect to that. Do you want to do that?
Yes,
And
yes,
then I'll
yes.
tell you.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Okay, so now we have a commercial break,
Mhm.
right? So the astrology is today the moon is in Scorpio and it's in the um oh, we're in the last quarter phase of the moon. The moon has 8 phases, you all, and those phases are pretty very much connected to women. So that's why when women are emotional and they have all these feelings, it's because we're moving through this cycle every month. So we're in the last quarter phase of the moon in Scorpio, which is pretty significant because we're beginning a new moon cycle. But this Scorpio energy is inviting us to go deeper
Mhm.
into a deeper understanding of ourselves. It's an investigative energy. It's also a very sexual energy
Mhm.
and very sensual energy. And sex is slightly investigative, you know what I mean? Depending on if you playing and having fun, if you're like, okay,
Mhm.
well, what if I'm like this? You
Mhm.
know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Let's try it like
But,
this. So let's do
right.
this. Mhm.
So yeah, so Scorpio is that energy, but this last quarter phase is saying today is a crisis day. It's a
Mm.
day of and you feel it in your life, like something will get your attention that is really compelling. That, and what happens is you have to make a choice. You get to decide if you're going to go higher or if you're going to go back into the old patterns. So, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
this morning, my digestion went crazy in the
Mm-hmm.
car, and I was
Oh
like,
no.
oh my gosh,
Mm-hmm.
like I gotta use the bathroom. And so I was like, what do I do? Like, I was going to pick up my son. This is so hilarious. I was going to pick up my son from his father's house. And his father recently got married. And I was like, can I ask them? Can I use their bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
At 7:15 in the morning. So I was like, I don't really feel like negotiating that. Like that was a lot to try. So I texted my aunt who lived up the street and was like, hey, can I come in your house and use the bathroom? And she was like, of course you can. I'll open the door. So then I shifted it in the Uber and did, but it was like I had to really I had to navigate my internal world to take care of myself in a situation where I'm trying to get myself, where a million things, juggling, right? Like I'm juggling all these things. How do I take care of myself? How do I make myself the priority
Mm-hmm.
with all of these things pulling on my energy? And my body is saying, if you poop, it's over.
Oh no.
If
Literally.
you
Oh
poop.
shit.
So I'm giving you guys an example of like a crisis,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I could have just panicked and tried to hold it and but I was like, no, I'm gonna call somebody. I'm going to ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not gonna ask my son's father, can I come in him and his wife's house? Because I don't
Mm-hmm.
that's too much, but I'm going to find a new way to do it. And I did it. And in the
Mm-hmm.
past, I would I just I would have come undone, but I had everything I
Yeah.
needed and I took care of it.
Gosh.
So the astrology is inviting us to go deeper, the Scorpio is about your shadow. So it's like, my shadow behavior would have been to panic, right? But I had to really work with it. So see if anything like that is going on in your life right now,
Mm-hmm.
and nurture yourself, take care of
Mm-hmm.
yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and ask yourself, what is it that I really need to do? Because we're in a new shift right now, and that's what's up. Okay. Thank you.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for that. And thank you for that very intimate share. And, you think of mothers, and
Mhm.
maybe back in the day, you just would have been doubled over in the car in pain, just trying to
Mhm.
make it, not taking care of yourself. But I'm so proud of you for figuring it out and just doing it. And that's the thing. There
Mhm.
are always options. We tell ourselves that there is no other way, and if you say that, then
Right.
okay, it won't be. But you made another way. There's always another way.
Yes.
Always another way. Well,
Yes.
I
So
say
thank you for
that.
that. Yes.
So, folks, we're in the season finale of this first season of the Liberated Pussy podcast. And
Hmm.
what we're talking about is clearing. What? Hey!
Yes. Yes.
We're at the end of the clearing sun. And if you don't know what that means, then you need to get into Follow the Sun and study with us, because we get in the depths of what that really means.
Hmm.
What it is an opportunity to clear out that stuff that is seasoning your pot.
Hmm.
Clear out that stuff that is unconsciously seasoning your life.
Hmm.
Clear out that stuff that is the battery, the yuck that you need to
Hmm.
release. And so
Hmm. Yeah.
as I'm even talking now, I've been clearing in my throat and in my body, but we've been clearing in this clearing season since the winter
Yeah.
solstice. So since December 21st. So that's a long time. That's a long time to be doing this, 6 weeks. And I'm looking forward to the release. I'm
Yes.
looking
Yes.
forward to the sun. So
Yes.
that being said, and we had a really great session last night and God is
Hmm.
gathering, just getting the stuff off. We were talking about the bottom of the pot. You know how, like, when you're cooking for those cooks, and say you accidentally burn the stew or whatever
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
cooking. And if you don't shift that, you could season your whole pot that is good above that burn part with that
Yeah.
yuckiness. We're
Yes.
talking
Yes.
about this from a life perspective. So maybe, and what I learned from cooks is that instead of scraping it into your soup, pour the soup into a fresh pot and then clean
Hmm.
that pot out.
Hmm.
So, you're
Hmm.
not, fucking up
Ah,
your batch.
thank you.
That's the trick.
you for that. Thank you for that. That was
It's
really, really
welcome.
good.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Thank
Hmm.
you for that.
That's
It's
the
this
trick.
clearing is in my work with people. What I have discovered is that
Hmm.
people are holding on to stuff.
Yeah.
People are holding on to stuff. They're holding
Hmm.
on to something their sister
Hmm.
said. You know, the boy who didn't like them.
Hmm.
The boy, like they're holding on to
Yes.
years and years and years of emotional
Monique,
things
what
that
came up for me today, it was so funny that you said that. Junior high, seventh grade Adina was teased.
Mm,
Okay. And I felt my little 12-year-old today. And I was like, oh, that's still in there? Oh, no.
yes.
What?
Yes.
Little 12-year-old Dina is still in there in the corner feeling her. Now, eighth grade Dina was different than 12th grade Dina. Eighth grade Dina had friends and that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
12th grade Dina,
12
12-year-old Dina or
year old.
seventh grade Dina was new to the environment. She
Mm-hmm.
came from another area. She was an outsider and she just was closed and quiet and kind of shut
Mm-hmm.
down. So
Mm-hmm.
I did my affirmations in the shower to 12-year-old Dina
Mm-hmm.
and loved her and washed that off of me in the
Mm,
shower. I could
yes.
because she was crying
Mm-hmm.
and she didn't cry in school and let people see it. She acted like it didn't hurt her feelings, but it
Right.
did. It
Yes.
did. And
Yes.
so I'm many years past 12-year-old Adina.
Yes. Yes, it and that's the stuff we carry. And
Yes.
and you know, now that we understand the science of the body and we
Mm-hmm.
understand that the body remembers everything.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're holding on to is feelings,
Mm-hmm.
emotions that get stored. Your conscious mind might not still be able to remember it. You know, it might not be the thing that you're thinking about immediately, but your
Mm-hmm.
body remembers. Like you, I
Yeah.
have a it's so when I was young, I was in a like girls friends, and my friends used to call me Scruffy,
Mm-hmm.
and it was said because my last name was Ruffin, right? But
Mm-hmm.
really, it was because I was poor, and I was in an environment where people had more material things, and
Mm-hmm.
so I became Scruffy, and this friendship went on for years. And when I was like 38 years old, one day I was like, it just dawned on
Mm-hmm.
me. Literally, it dawned
Mm-hmm.
on me like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, they're calling me this because
Mm-hmm.
like remember
Mm-hmm.
the Snoopy and the little dirty boy, the one that was
Yes.
dirty, right?
Pigpen. That was Pigpen.
Yes, right. So I was like 38 years old, and that emotion came up, and I realized, like, oh, this is not, this doesn't feel good to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I was 38, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Mm-hmm.
and then I literally went to my friend and was like, you guys can't call me that anymore. They were like,
Mm-hmm.
what do you mean? We've been calling you this for you. I was like, don't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Tell
done.
everyone to
Mm-hmm.
stop. Tell your
Mm-hmm.
the kids were calling me that. Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, tell everyone to stop calling me
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And but that's how we carry emotions, and we carry emotions from breakups. We
Mm-hmm.
carry emotions from everything, from
Mm-hmm.
all of this sort of stuff. So we have to clear it, and we get to clear
Mm-hmm. We get to clear it. So we're clearing the scruffy emotions. We're clearing that. We're clearing it. And mind you, you already cleared that. I'm clearing my
it.
emotions from 12-year-old Dina.
Yes. Yeah.
And what I'm doing now is I'm actually holding a hematite
Hmm.
in my hand.
Let me see. I
Hematite.
can't lift it up a little
You
higher. I
can?
can.
Okay.
There.
Can you
Yes.
see
Yes.
it?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Hematite
Hmm.
is a crystal that has magnetic properties and it's a clearing stone. And
Hmm.
so as you think of the things that you're conscious of, and then you can even tell spirit things that I'm unconscious of that I need to shift that don't serve my highest and best good.
Hmm.
Let me get the lesson from it and let me shift that emotion so I'm not functioning from that place
That's
unconsciously.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because what happens when the emotions are stored and we're unaware of them, they will do things like, so if it's like around your
Mhm.
confidence, you won't speak
Yeah.
up because that emotional energy is in there holding you back. You won't
Exactly.
go for things that you really want to do because those emotions of feeling rejected or feeling
Mhm.
abandoned or not good enough are in there in your gut, in your
Yeah.
hip, in
Yeah.
your sciatica, in your back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Holding you in place so that
Mm-hmm.
you can never fully thrive in the way that you are designed to thrive.
Yes. Yes. I will say this because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm drip dropping this out, but I felt ugly. Like that's what they were
Mm-hmm.
saying. I was ugly.
Mm-hmm.
I was black. And these are black kids. I was black,
Yeah.
and I had had a perm the year before, and so my hair broke, and so
Mm-hmm.
you bald headed, you this, you that, and
Mm-hmm.
like that was like maybe, like it takes hair maybe 5 to 6 months to grow back. So I have not been bald headed except here on the
Mm-hmm.
side. But that still kind of was in my consciousness. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yes.
And so where do you still feel like that ugliness or
Mm-hmm.
resonate with that or
Yes.
feel like that? But that's how Lil Adina felt. That's how she felt.
Yes.
And I wanted to
Yes.
just hug her
Mm-hmm.
and let her have what she wanted to have. And grown Adina knows she's beautiful. And like I said, I've been a long hair girl for a
Mm-hmm.
long time. And maybe that's part of why I'm a long hair girl, because it's like, y'all
Mm-hmm.
got hair. This is my hair. This ain't off no, out no
Mm-hmm.
bag, none of that kind
Mm-hmm.
of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting how, like you say, those stories do come and stay if you don't consciously thank them and bless them and let them leave. Let
That's
them
right.
leave. Yeah.
That's right. It's
And
so
so the
interesting.
speaking up, the
Mm-hmm.
value for me, it resonated with value. I find
Mm-hmm.
that there are times when some contracts could be renegotiated. Sometimes, and this is more with
Mm-hmm.
friends, not in a business sense, because you have contracts in a business sense, but friends can tell you one thing and then do something else, and you're just kind of like, oh, that's not really what we agreed to. I don't always make that a thing. I just kind of watch it. But it's like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I just watching that? Why am I just kind of going with that? What's that about? But that's that
Mm-hmm.
little Adina thing, just kind of not wanting to make a fuss, not wanting to, almost not even wanting to be
Yeah.
seen. Like, okay, well, that, and
Right.
just taking what I get. Like, just
Right.
take what you get and be quiet. That kind of
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
I'm clearing that.
Yes. Clear it. Release that. Thank
Release
you.
it.
Thank you. I
Yes.
love you and bye-bye.
Mhm.
It's so
Goodbye.
interesting. A couple of years ago, I had this experience of I used to do this other, event like podcast thing, and I had a woman that I went to high school with came and asked me if she could be on my show.
Mhm.
And so maybe I was 50 years old. And I never said anything to her, but when I went to all girls high school, and I started a year late. Everybody started in the ninth grade, and I started in the 10th grade. So when I got there, friendship circles had already been formed.
Mhm.
And this woman and another girl, were girls at the time, were friends. And my first couple of weeks or months there, they were being really friendly to me, and I was being invited, and I felt so good. And then one day out of nowhere, they just stopped being nice to me. They just stopped speaking to me. And it hurt my feelings so bad, like, and nothing was ever said. And so I just went on and
Was she
found other
the
friends, right?
girl who was asking you to be on the
Yeah.
show? Was it her?
And
Um,
she was asking,
get out of
girl,
here.
girl. And I'm aware now, right? So I watched it. I was
Mhm.
like, because anybody else I would have said yes to. Anyone
Yeah.
else I would have said, of course. But
Mhm.
when I was like, no,
Mhm.
no.
Mhm.
And then I thought about it. I was like, do I want to tell her why? And then I was like, no, just deal with it yourself. You're still holding that. You know what I mean? You're
Mhm.
still holding the emotion and even though I had been friendly with her through the years I had never told her. And when I had an opportunity to, like, when she needed something, it came back up. It was
Mhm.
always there, but it came
Mhm.
back up. And I was like, no, but I had to go do the work on that so that I could really get past it. Now, I would still probably not invite her because I just don't feel like we were in the same frequency. But I now understand how I have to manage myself and heal myself so that at least I'm aware and things are not running me. And so,
Mhm.
hmm
That's very interesting. I'm curious as to what she wanted, and probably she pinged you so that you could see that that was still there and you could heal that. Like
yeah,
that's what that was for.
that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, so it served. It served how it's supposed to serve.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just aware of the ways that I have shrunk and collapsed because of other people's ideas about
Mm-hmm.
me. The need to be accepted, the need to
Mm-hmm.
be belong, and that's a normal human need.
Right.
It's not an unreasonable thing, but when it doesn't go well, how I respond is
Right.
interesting. And I would ask other people, like, do you guys have relationships or residue of old relationships or things like Adina and I are sharing from your childhood experiences that you still are holding on to, or are we the only two?
Yeah, they done figured it all out. They're just watching us work it out. I'm thinking about, because of having had these experiences and being a dancer, dance, and I tell this in my dance class, I've been in dance classes where the dancers are just so bitchy. They're just so fucking bitchy and so exclusionary and so, just down the nose. And that's another experience that is just, that fueled me in
Mhm,
a way, because
mhm,
I felt that. And I felt that my body and the way I'm shaped was not what they call the classic dance body. Like, and this is from a
mhm,
ballet perspective and things like that. So I've had dance teachers tell me as a kid, "You'll never dance." And I'm just like, "But I'm dancing now." She's like, "You'll never dance."
mhm.
That's so fucking mean to say to somebody who
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
like 13, "You'll never dance." But what it did for me in my mind, because I had that soldier energy and I'm
Mhm,
defiant, I'm like, "Yes, I will. And I'll dance my whole life through. You'll
mhm,
see."
mhm,
You know what I mean?
mhm.
Like, I felt like I had to dig in on my yes because they're telling me no. Okay.
Yes,
So it
yes.
served me that way, but it also was a residue that kind of stuck with me of not feeling good enough, or
Mhm,
feeling less than, or feeling like I should be in the back or I should hide. Although people who know me know I'm always trying to be in the front because I'm a shorty, because, so I can
mhm,
see. But there's still a piece of me that's having to push me forward
mhm.
because of that track that's playing in my head.
Yes,
So what it also helped me do, Mo, is when I create spaces for women to dance, is to have none of that shit.
yes.
Accept all bodies, be all about sisterhood, and be about, love and sisterhood first, not this
Mhm.
bullshit of exclusionary. Like, stop being so fucking mean, y'all. You know what I mean? And making
Yes,
sure that I'm not being
yes,
a meanie,
yes,
like,
yes,
because I've had these experiences, I'm kinder,
yes.
I'm nicer. I,
Yeah.
I, and I have proved to myself that yes, I can. No
Mhm,
matter what somebody says, they don't determine for me what I can do. I
mhm,
do. So that's
mhm,
how
mhm.
I've used it. But I'm clearing the residue, that stuff on the bottom of that pot
Yes,
that is still there. I'm pouring out the good stuff and scrubbing that pot out. I'm scrubbing it out.
yes. Those mean girls are holding on to something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I really don't believe that people are really mean. I
Mm-hmm.
believe that people are really wounded. And
They're hurt. I agree. They're
and
hurt.
it shows up as meanness.
Mm-hmm.
And
It just,
so,
it's the gift that keeps on giving, that fucking meanness. But we're shifting that. We're shifting that
yes.
into healing. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it really is something, and it's,
Mm-hmm.
we're in Black History Month now, or African History Month. A friend of mine,
Mm-hmm.
I said we should call it African
Okay.
History Month now. Okay, so whatever, Black History, whatever it
Mhm.
is, right?
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
God's
There
month.
we go. We appreciate ourselves, and the
Right.
month lasts 365
That's
days. How
right.
about that?
Every day, every day, every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of the things I'm very aware of is that we live in a country that doesn't tell our story accurately.
Mm-mm.
And because our story is not told accurately, we're like all emotionally wounded.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember when I was a child, and it seemed like every time I saw, because my grandmother used to watch the news a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and it was always like black people were crying, like it was crime, crime. It was always black people. And I remember I started at a point, I would hear stories and I would think, I hope they're not black. I hope it's not a
Mm-hmm.
black
Yeah,
person
me
who did
too.
this. I
And
hope,
if they weren't,
right.
you'd
And
be like, phew, that ain't, we didn't do that.
right, and so the stories were always so slanted to the negative. So it
Mm-hmm.
emotionally programmed me towards fear and
Mm-hmm.
trauma and feeling
Mm-hmm.
unworthy. But when I started to realize the real story, I'm like, we built this motherfucking
Mm-hmm.
country. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Like, then I have to go. Not only did we build it, we built the economy. We changed the world. Like, if they were telling that
Mm-hmm.
story, like if there were monuments to people who created the industry that allowed the rice industry to flourish all around the world, that allowed the sewing industry, like
The
black people did
textile.
that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That if
Agriculture. I mean,
right,
the
exactly.
culture. There would be no culture.
There would be none, right? And so, how important it is for us to really feel the fullness of who we are so that we're not programmed into those old ancestral stories of shame and fear and terror. Black mothers feeling like they don't letting your sons out of the house. You don't know, like all of that stuff. Those are emotional codes that live in the
Mm-hmm.
body, y'all. And it's your great great grandmother's story running you. You have a new physical world experience, but it's the same cord that is connected to your grandmother.
Shame. And keep in mind, you were in your grandmother's
Yeah,
womb. So if you understand that, then you were there when she was running that fear or feeling those feelings. And as we clear, we don't clear just for us. We're clearing for our whole generation.
that's
So
right.
this is good stuff. This is really good stuff that we clear.
Yep, that's
So
right.
that's why clearing is important. We have 2 more days. Today's the second.
Today and
So
tomorrow.
clearing, yeah, the clearing
Mhm.
sun ends on the
Yeah,
4th. So think of those things you want to shift and release, shake it out,
yeah,
get it out,
that's
shout it
right.
out,
That's right.
scrub it
And if you
out.
need support, book a session with myself or Adina, and we will be
Mhm.
happy to help you through this. I
I
mean,
should.
it is a process, but it's a necessary one. It's no different than you have to go to the bathroom every
I
day,
should.
or several times a day. And we release our physical waste, but we don't release our emotional waste,
Hmm.
and that is important.
Yeah. Emotional, energetic,
Yeah.
psychic, things
Yeah.
that happen. Everything that you see, and we've been talking about this over all the time we've been together. The things that you see is just a result of what's happening on the inside. But if you don't shift the inside stuff and you just try to change the outside, then you're doing it backwards. You're really not handling the root. You're
Yeah.
just dealing with the symptoms. You're dealing with
That's
the product. But that's not
right.
what created it. We're
That's right.
talking about going back to the creation, going back to the source, and shifting
Yes.
there. And that's
Yes.
where it gets really,
That's,
really yummy. So
that's right.
Classic Jim says, definitely have broken generational cycles. Good job, Mama. And this is a great discussion. Thank you for that. Thank you, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you for breaking these generational cycles. Ashe,
That's right.
ashe, I hope.
So, anyway, is there anything else you want to share before we?
That's the main thing. Just I was feeling little Adina, and I put my pom poms on when little Adina wants some love, and so I was like, "Girl, you good?
Yeah.
Yeah, we good." It shocked me a little bit because I kind of forgot,
Hmm.
but things come up, and that's the whole point of clearing, so that you can figure out what's there, give it love, release it with love, and that's what I've been doing. So that's where I am right now. I feel a little tender
Hmm.
today. I feel a little tender today, kind of exasperated from all the clearing. I went to a kickboxing class yesterday
Hmm.
with Mommy Washington. I believe she's on this live. And when I woke up, I'm like, why my arm hurt?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, he was punching that bag yesterday. Oh, yeah, that part, that part. So
Yeah.
for me, I have to move things physically through my body. I'm physically oriented. So that's really how I move emotion through my body is physicality. So
Hmm.
dancing, there she is,
Hmm.
dancing, punching, kicking, screaming,
Yes.
loving, running in
Yes. Yeah.
nature. There are lots of different ways, but the physicality
Hmm.
is my jam. And with her,
Yes.
I did release a lot yesterday. So I give thanks, but I felt it
Yes.
today. I was just like, woo, child.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What's wrong
Yes.
with my arm?
That's
I'm like,
beautiful.
oh, that's right.
Thank you, Erica, Mama
Yes,
Washington.
yes. If you're in the DC area, she's an amazing kickbox teacher. She's also a beautiful belly dancer, so you can catch her at Bella Coast. You can also catch her with Belly Dancers of Color
And
Collective.
she's an author. I don't know the title of her book, but she's an author also.
Oh my goodness. So Erica, we have to have you on as a guest because yes, you wrote this wonderful book on the fundamentals of weight loss, of how to do it really. She broke down her
Hmm.
steps. I talked to Erica because Erica has these amazing abs. And as a
Hmm.
belly dancer, we got our stomachs out. We got our tummies out all the time. Now, although we appreciate our bodies, we're
Hmm.
still, working on our best
Hmm.
selves. So I'm like, Erica, Listen, hon, what is the deal? Like, how you get these abs? Like, what is the deal? She's like, oh, I can tell you. And I'm like, you need to tell everybody.
Mhm. Mhm.
So she did. She's
Mhm.
telling everybody in a book. It's a great read, and there are practical steps that you could do today. You know, you can
Yes.
start them today.
Uh,
There it is. Uplift
Uplift
your
your
mind
mind to
to
lift
lift
off
off
the
the weight.
weight. That's
Yes.
right.
And it's
That's right.
available in all places where, Amazon, Borders,
Mhm.
all the places you buy books. So get it, and we'll have Erica on and we'll talk about it. But listen, I'm giving my life. I'm uplifted, and I am,
Yes.
going to be the best version of myself today and every day.
Yeah.
And check these abs for next birthday.
Yes. All right.
Yes. So what else you got, Mama?
That's really it. I feel really complete. Like I feel
Okay.
it's like a
Okay.
weird thing came over me. Like, okay, I'm done. Right?
Okay.
Just but I'm saying that out
Okay.
loud just because that's what I am. But so here I am. What we doing next?
So what we're doing next is we're preparing for season 2 of the Liberated
Mhm.
Pussy podcast. Thank you guys for supporting us. You,
Yes.
the women and men. I've shared this podcast with people, women and men, and people say, well, who's the audience? The audience, we're clear. We have done this because we want to talk to women like ourselves, women who
Mhm.
are shifting and want to know that, hey, I'm not crazy, or you are crazy, but this
Mhm.
is what crazy is.
Yeah.
Like, they tell us just that us being us is crazy. It's like, okay,
Yes.
releasing any stigma attached to that and still moving toward your magic and moving toward a fulfilling life for you. So our audience is
Mhm.
women, but men, listen, it's cool
So you
because
can
it helps you to,
learn.
exactly. That's the thing. When you listen, you
Mhm.
understand the women in your life, and you
Mhm.
understand you want them to be in their magic so that you can have a better life as well. As they get in their magic, it's going to help you into yours too.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. As we prepare ourselves for season 2, we're going to have some amazing guests. Our first season, we had about 3 guests. We had Tazima, Paris, and we talked
Yeah.
about sex being our pleasure being our superpower.
Mhm.
We had Rakim Sekou, and we talked about self
Mhm.
mastery with him. We had Detrick DeBurr. What did we talk about with Detrick? I felt like we talked about so much.
We
What was our
did,
topic
but
with Detrick?
we talked about the yoni, like the
Yes, yes, yes. So
we
meeting the
really
young.
talked about initiation.
Mhm.
We talked about initiation.
We talked about rites of passage,
Hmm.
initiating yourself, and what a healed man looked like. Yes,
Yes,
that's what we talked
yes.
about with Patrick. And so we had 3 guests season 1. We'll have more guests coming in season 2, and we're excited about where this conversation is going. So now it has been syndicated. It's not just on IG.
Mhm.
You can find the Liberated Pussy podcast in places where you find podcasts. You'll just have the audio. We're on Amazon. We're on Samsung. We're on Reels. We're on a lot of different places, but we're on YouTube.
Yes.
So check us out, share it, and let us know if there's some things you want to talk about, put that in there. But Monique and I, we do have a direction. We're divinely guided in this whole
Yes.
process and path. The
Yes.
ancestors are saying, go,
Yeah.
go, go, go.
Yes.
And we're
Yes.
like, yes, 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 yes.
All right. Well,
All
thank you for
righty.
that.
Yes.
And so, we're wrapping up season 1.
Mm-hmm.
I shall.
Wrapping up season 1. Last thing I want to say is the really big thing that's come out of all of this is our Goddess Technology Retreat in Bali of July of this year. We're moving toward that. Of course, we have our Goddess Gathering where we meet every week with women as we are unfolding and blossoming to these beautiful blooms that we are. If you're interested in the Goddess Technology Retreat in Bali, we have a few more rooms left. We are doing magic in magical places,
Mhm.
and it's like it ain't playtime no
Mhm.
more. It ain't playtime. It is
Mhm.
real activation of the feminine time. And so that's what we're doing. That's what we're up to. That's what we're about. So catch us for season 2. We will just keep it rolling. It'll start next week. But Liberated Pussy
All
Podcast. Pussies ain't locked up no more.
right. Yes, yes, yes.
I
All
say.
right, darling.
Right. I love
I love
you.
you too. Thank you all for supporting us. We'll see you
Yes.
next week.
All righty. Bye-bye.